Yo, Jesse the Imaginer of Soul Plug Anonymous coming at you with an interview with Keven Lee, aka Merk of the New Birth Crew. B-boy extraordinaire, man. He's dropping a lot of gems on this interview, so check it out. What's up? Jesse the Imaginer here in the quarantine era with my man Keven, aka Merk of the New Birth Crew.
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
I just want to ask you, what do you feel is like your genius? Like, what lights you up? What excites you? What do you feel are like your gifts to the world?
Oh, man. Well, first off, I just want to say I appreciate you for, doing this and hitting me up and, to pick my brain a little bit about perspective. And I appreciate, that being the opening question because, people see what we do, but we, as in me and you, in our forms of hip hop, and a lot of times they don't realize the depth that's involved for you to even participate and for you to continue to participate throughout your life. But I think for me, it's very much like a perspective of just a kid from Southeast Portland, like really getting involved in this art form of breaking. And
that's cool, man. I see your genius expressed on the dance floor for sure, and you got skills just at emceeing and facilitating break dance battles and exhibitions. So I see you as just like a pillar in the Portland b-boy scene. So how you mentioned it a little bit of how you got into hip hop being from Southeast, but how did your story collide with hip hop? What's your background on that?
Yeah, definitely. I think for a lot of people, how they get in the culture is, even before the dance is the music.
Word.
So you grow up and you see, you hear music. You're exposed to this, and I was born in '95, so I can only relate to what I heard in my era or whatever. But
youngin'.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it still is like that. So I just turned 25 this year, and I was like tripping on my hip hop perspective of like the era I lived in. My older brother was a b-boy, so that's how I kind of got into breaking.
Okay. So he started to show you like some basic moves when you were how old?
Man, I want to say, I was in the fourth or fifth grade, and my brother was in middle school. He's a little older than me.
Okay.
And so he was really on game with like the fashion at the time. Like he would come home wearing wristbands and big shirts, and with his crew on the back. They went to Gen X, got the letters on the back and everything. And
yeah. I
was just like kind of enamored as a child. Like, yo, what is this? Like, man, I want to be cool, like trying to see what they're doing. And him and his friends were like breakdancing. So naturally, I told him, oh man, I want to be a b-boy, all this and that. And everybody was kind of all serious, like, oh man, it's gonna take a lot. Like, you gotta really, it takes more than just wanting to break. Like, so that's when I started my journey, kind of learning basics.
Can you tie that together to like how was the New Birth Crew birthed?
Oh man. So New Birth Crew, that was when I was in middle school. So I probably started breaking, like taking it serious and like really practicing 5th grade on the 6th grade.
Okay.
And so for me, I got to Lane Middle School. So I went to Lane, and that's where I met a bunch of my friends, like Tombo, Calvin, Big John, a bunch of us. And I just started kind of showing them breaking because, I wanted to. Not a lot of folks were breaking or knew or had a brother that was breaking, so they didn't know how to do it. And I was like, if I want people my age to dance with me and us to have a little practice, I got to teach people. So first it wasn't even crew, it was just we were all just friends breaking in like 6th or 7th grade. And then around 8th grade, we were like, yo, we were kind of like a crew. yeah, so we were like, yo, we need a name at this one battle called Guerrilla Tactics in 2009. We signed up and we were like, yo, we need a name, and we were thinking like, one, it was gonna be Rugrats, or it was gonna be New Birth, right? So like this would have changed our whole trajectory forever.
Yo, you would have. That's crazy.
So, but then we chose New Birth because our mascot at Lane Middle School was a quasar.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, which was mad unique. So we were like, man, that's like a birthing star, you know, that's like a new birth. Like, so we just kind of ran with New Birth, and we stayed, original members. And then in high school, some of us would go to different high schools and we would meet other B-boys. So we ran into some other B-boys, and, we kind of just built that family ever since.
It's kind of like, what is like hip hop to you, being like a B-boy? Like, how do you see the culture of hip hop?
Yeah, man. First off, that's super dope to hear your perspective and seeing the breaking and everything. Cause like, man, y'all are lucky. Y'all live through the era we dream about, like kids like me, or whatever, adults, or, that are a little younger. We dream about that. Cause like, that's y'all saw it happen and everything, and got to be a part of it in that way. And we celebrate that, So, I would say, for me now, it's like, it's almost like spiritual. It's like church for me now, like that's what it is for me, at this point in my life. I think for it to kind of get to that point, as a kid, you kind of, hip hop for me was kind of like it was like a vibe. It was like, you see a music video, or like you would hear like rap, or you would kind of see, like, I didn't know too much of what it is, but I was interested to see what it was all about. But you could feel the energy, and then later on for me, it became, once I knew more about it, was, breaking, writing, emceeing, DJing, and really understand the elements, beatboxing, there's other elements, community. Later on, I learned more about, all of those elements that make hip hop. And now with kind of that hindsight, and moving forward, I think it's, served me so much, and really it's become something that, like I said, it's just so spiritual, and like, it's almost, it gets pretty wild. It trips me out sometimes, just because it became like a vehicle for me to connect with my, my people, connect with, I guess, American culture, or whatever that is, that I'm a part of. And so, I think it's a big part of my life, and a big part of a lot of people's lives, for sure.
Was there my next question was actually, do you feel a spiritual side of hip hop? So that's you're like kind of reading my mind on that. Was there like a moment when you were like, had some type of experience that was spiritual, like in b-boying, or was it like just a progress of that?
Yeah, for sure. I think just, even being a kid and having people, you learn something, you kind of learn, oh, you may be good at this part of it. Like in breaking, like I had like good, like upside down freezes, like I was good at a handstand. I could do a one hand freeze, and, eventually you keep doing it, people start cheering you on. I think that's something spiritual right there. It's just somebody give you that reverb of like, hey man, that was cool. And you being a kid trying to figure out what is cool, and somebody told you it's you, like what you did. So I think, like, even from that beginning, it was very spiritual, because I, at the time I didn't understand, but I knew, like, yo, this is good. This is something good. People like this. Like, this is good energy. And, and as long as I keep putting the good energy in, and people keep putting it in me, I can just keep on, elevating that and continuing to get in touch with that. And, going to these jams, you go to, you even as a youngin' going to a jam, you see it's very ceremonial, very, very, has a very like native a native essence to it, you know, because it is a Native American art. It started here, you know, whether, you know, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, there's, you look, you see the elders, they get respect, you know, you're supposed to respect your elders, you know, these are people that have done it before you, you know, there's, you know, somebody that's speaking and, you know, speaking out of a certain type of intent for the whole ceremony. There's a DJ, you know, playing, you know, with the whole tabernacle of files of all these records and, you know, all these vibrations that, you know, the world never ever saw in this perspective. And we got the circle and we got the respect, you know, like one person at a time, speak your mind. And now I'm about to rebuttal that, and then, you know, give you a piece of my mind, and we gonna respect each other in this form, because, you know, that's what, because we all believe it's church. We all came and we knew what we were participating in. And so, you know, I think that kind of led me to become a facilitator, you know, start speaking about it, because I wanted to, you know, be able to spread that message and let other people understand that we're all a part of, you know, this ceremony. You know, a spectator that doesn't know anything about hip hop is a big part of it just for being there. So yeah, that's I think
what's up,
that's
man.
for me.
That was like just so nourishing to hear you explain that. That's
The show.
beautiful.
Appreciate it, man.
Like as a b-boy now, like what is kind of like your rhythm, daily, weekly, and then with like different jams and battles?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I think one of the things that drew me into breaking, as much as, you know, just loving it and seeing how it is, was the battle and the competition. And I think that's like you know, it makes hip hop a sport in that sense. You know, it's still an art at the end of the day, but, you know, you always want to be ready to battle. And so my daily routine now is a lot different from, you know, when I had all that time in high school and middle school, and I, you know, didn't have a job, or maybe had a part-time job, and I could just break and, you know, like get nasty and like, you know, not have to worry about all these bills and everything. But, you know, now it's a lot of a different responsibility and structure and routine that helps you to maintain, you know, as practicing your art, you know, as you can understand, being a teacher and everything. So
Yeah.
For me, it just comes down to, you know, I think consistency is more important than duration. So if I could just break half an hour a day, if I can't find no time and I could just stretch 15 minutes a day, you know, if I could just try to be as consistent as possible, just to remind myself, you know, stretch, you know, drink water, you gotta watch your diet, you know. So I think hip hop is beautiful in that way. It becomes your teacher. It's like, yo, if you want to do this, you better come correct. You better realize the vessel you carry to be able to project all these vibrations. You know, you gotta understand, to take a time and look at yourself. You know, I gotta look at myself like, damn, I just went on a sugar binge. Like, I can't be eating processed sugar, man. I gotta hit this cypher. Someone's about to give me the work if I can't, you know, if I don't got my cardio right. So I think it's definitely a lot of reflection, a lot of, you know, reminding myself why I do it, why I want to do it, and how I can achieve that.
Word, man. You just mentioned the word cypher. I said it earlier a little bit. What is a cypher, from a b-boy's perspective? Because as a rapper, it's like, you know, the cyphers where we circle up and spit our freestyles, or sometimes a written.
Yeah.
But like, on the b-boy tip.
Yeah. I think you described it real well. You know, I mean, we b-boys gotta hop in the circle and spit too. You know how, and you know, just kind of touch base with everybody. And you know, I really love that word cypher. And recently I had to just, you know, I was talking to somebody who, you know, wasn't very familiar with hip hop. So they stopped me down and just said, hey, like, you said cypher, what did you mean by that? You know, and that just kind of goes to show the word is like, it's a cipher. You gotta decipher. You gotta understand the language to even be a part of that cipher. You gotta you know, and whether that's dance vocabulary, your own vocabulary, storytelling, or dance storytelling, you know, it's all pretty much the same thing, and it's basically the foundation of this whole thing.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Like, how many jams do you hit up per year?
Man, you know, jams, right now, you know, with the whole situation,
Yeah,
a lot of jams have been postponed, all the major jams, local jams, and everything like that. But
jams are competitive, right? They're like the battles, or is a jam different than a battle?
That's a great question. Most of the time now, when people say jams, there's usually a b-boy battle, or like, you know, there might be a pop-in battle, or like you know, another style battle. There might be an MC battle at the jam.
Okay,
but,
so the jam's an overarching name, and there might be different battles within the jam.
For sure. But yes, most of the time, you know, competition, you know, because when I started, they say, are you going to the battle? You know, you see the poster for the battle. So I thought of it as a battle. You know, later on I had to learn kind of the jam is sort of just that gathering, and, you know, there might be some competitive nature to it. But a lot of jams right now, we go to as many. I try to support every local jam I can, because I mean, I'm from here, and this is Portland. So, and also cats from out of town are going to be here, and if it's like that, you gotta be like a representative. It gets very like, I think of the old like Greek and like Roman like paintings of people just, you know, gathering, and, you know, there's politics, people talking, you know, this is a person from over here. It's similar to that in a way, but in our own kind of cool way. You know, you get to meet everyone. You know, there might be some beef over here over dance. You know, someone thought you bit their move or whatever, but, you know, we got together because, you know, not only is the community important, but hey, if there's a competition and Seattle's gonna be in the house, we better be in the house, or else they're gonna run up to Seattle and be like, yo, we went over there and took all their, you know, so it becomes like, dude. So, you know, we just wanna go to as many jams we can to support, you know, people throwing events, because those people, a lot of folks don't make money, you know. You'll break even if you're lucky, and that's a godsend. So unless you got your sponsors right, or you have some sort of funding that you know, can assist you in making those ends meet. But I try to go as many as I can. You know, if my homie in California is like, hey man, you know, we got something going on in August, I'll talk to the crew like, hey guys, can you guys take some time off or something? Let's go to this jam, let's go rep. Like, you know, it's a little breakcation. So we try to hit as many as we can.
I like that word, breakation.
Yeah.
Who are some of the like elders in the b-boy scene? You mentioned elders and like the sense of earlier of like coming together and like that spiritual aspect.
Yeah, man. And I think that's one of the dopest things about hip hop is, you know, respecting your elders and understanding that legacy, because, you know, you can look right behind you, and whoever started before you really helped you kind of keep going. And elders in the scene, you know, RoboCop from Hardwood Heroes crew was one of my first teachers. A lot of Malik, Schoolie B, Roasty, Kid Roast, a lot of, man, we were really lucky when we started breaking, because we had crews already up here. You know, we had a lot of folks teaching in schools. So, you know, a lot of my crew members were taught by elders from Portland that were breaking way before us, and have traveled and, you know, got footage, you know, when footage was actually footage, not on YouTube. Like, you got to get a tape, you know, and, you know, just, so we were very fortunate to have folks before us showing us the ropes and, you know, showing us tradition.
B-boys and B-girls who are, you know, maybe just getting into it. Because, I mean, in today's world, we could just go on YouTube, you know. I've done that. And I'm doing that right now in quarantine. I'm looking up, like, B-boy moves and how to do
Right.
a windmill and b-boy workouts. I'm like, I want to make my workout fun. I'm gonna try to
Right.
like incorporate some b-boying in here.
That's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I think there's a lot of great resources out there with the internet now. I mean, when I was getting started, YouTube was a new thing. Like,
Yeah.
YouTube was around, but it was really new, man. Like, people didn't really know what it was yet. There was breaking footage, but it wasn't nothing official. And even before that, when I was like a little younger, we would go to the Multnomah County Library, and I would find there were some breaking tutorials like on VHS.
Oh, word.
So, you know, I've done my fair share of watching, and, you know, there's a lot of footage now. So I would say any way you can kind of get connected and learn is great. Of course, you know, link with people around you that do it, or try to get in touch with some other people. Because you know, you're like you said, each one teach one. You know, that's a hip hop philosophy. That's it's a folk dance. It's a folk, you know, art form. You know, we have to spread. There's not that much written content on it so far. You know, folks have wrote about it, but we kind of, you know, gotta get in touch with each other. So I would tell that young b-boy or b-girl to, you know, really try to talk to someone. Try to go to session, learn about the history. You know, I did a lot of Googling at first because I didn't know so much about, you know, and a lot before me, and that's okay. You know, just ask questions. People will have perspective, and travel. Change your perspective. Go to Hillsborough. If there's a b-boy over here, you know, go to Hillsborough. Go to Tiger. Go to, you know, Zigzag, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Zigzag. You don't know. Maybe there's some b-boys in Zigzag now.
you'd never know. You got to explore the scene, man.
Man, so you spit bars here and there?
Yeah, man. I mean, I
like
think I really enjoy. I enjoy it a lot. Like
Word.
freestyle, you know.
Freestyle mostly?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you like to write or freestyle?
Yeah, I think my spitting kind of when I was young, I used to watch a lot of like MC battles too. You know, Jin, you know, being an Asian MC that was ripping the one.
I remember that when he came through.
That
he got signed up with Rough Riders or whatnot.
Rough Riders, yeah. That's history right there, man. That really like was the first time I saw like a kind of like an Asian MC, like, you know, somebody that like looked like Asian and was Asian and, you know, was out there. But, you know, for a child to see something like that is like, damn. And it made me kind of, you know, appreciate like MC battling. So I watch a lot of that too, and use it in breaking kind of the formula and you know, the theatrics and the drama. So I love rapping, man. I love rapping. And
any other like Asian MCs who you like vibe with or appreciate, who've been coming up?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of underground cats for sure. I know a lot of cats from LA, from Project Blowed, where, you know, a lot of Koreatown and, you know, like Dumbfounded.
Yeah, Dumbfounded is dope. He's one of my favorite battlers.
Yup, Dumbfounded is super dope. You know, even there's some cats out there. There's a cat from Portland named Thai Viet G, and he was a Vietnamese rapper coming up in Portland. So that was someone that I kind of saw like in my own community doing it, and so yeah, that's pretty dope to go down that memory lane. Actually,
didn't spit in a freestyle.
Shit, man, damn. I mean,
putting you on the spot.
Yeah, for real. It's gonna be hard to cipher with Jesse over here, but
hey, man, you spit a little something, I'll spit a little something. Okay. We do this on Friday nights with my man Desmond. We do a little Zoom freestyles, and we figured the best way. I mean, so we do some rounds of acapella if we want to just rock it that way, or just playing a beat on your end if you have like a little beat.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or just, you know, let it flow. I also have these like little story cubes, so I could like do a little image that could help, you know.
Oh, okay.
Get you going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a beat ready. I just go acapella on it.
Okay, okay. I appreciate that, man.
Yep.
Appreciate you letting me put you on the spot like that.
Yeah. No. No. I love doing it. I don't think I've ever ciphered through Zoom before, but shit.
Yeah. New era,
Yeah.
quarantine era. All right,
Yeah.
all right, bro. Here, start out with this image.
Yeah, look like clouds and it's raining. I says quarantine season, time to get training. Come through, repping it. See the mushroom cap, and it's no cap. We repping boom bap. Gotta do a little rap, and what's good with that? Gotta climb up the ladder. Ain't no one better like I'm Michael Jackson. R.I.P. Come through Rip City. That's R.I.P. Yo, is that a crow or is that a raven? Edgar Allan Poe. The shit I'm saying.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the crown. I don't think they know it. But the crown, that's a Latin root, corona.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dropping knowledge.
All day, word to my blessings and mistakes. Ducking all the snakes coming through, ducking Jakes.
Ooh, all right, I'm gonna vibe out that. Ducking
Okay,
Jakes. Ducking Jakes.
Okay.
Ducking Jakes. Gotta watch out for the fakes. Woo, woo. There's a cop right behind you. What you gonna do? Yo, I do it for the fam and I do it for the crew. We gotta stay above the surface in this quarantine era. Make them nervous when they're outside. Don't get within 6 feet, homie. You gotta step back because we don't want that type of crowd in my bloodstream. Yeah, this is my dream. Gotta interview the B-boys. Shout out to Merk. Getting it, giving us what we deserve. That's a knowledge. That's a hip hop shit. This is how we rock and we so into it. The opposite of hypocrite. Yeah,
Ooh.
that's what. That's it for me. Yo, thanks, bro.
I love that. That's up.
Good vibes, man. Thank you so much. If people wanted to follow you, what's a good way to do that?
Oh man, at Merkavelli, MERKAVELI.
Cool.
At Birth Boys, New Birth Crew on Instagram. Just reach out. I'm always down to, do interviews or workshops. I really want to just connect with more people that are like-minded, like yourself. So I appreciate you doing this, and I think it's a super dope assignment for your class too.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. I'll definitely be in touch, and yeah, if you want to get down on our Friday night ciphers, I'll hit you with the link on the direct message.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to mess with you on that for real.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
All right, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Yep, for sure, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. One love. Yo, huge shout out to Merk. Thank you. This was an incredible interview. You're a genuine dude. Super inspired. Couple takeaways from this interview I'm left with. One is the tight-knit aspect of the b-boy community. I think as a MC, a rapper, doing that element, I can learn a lot from the b-boy element of how they support each other, supporting each other's jams, the element of crew, just rolling together since middle school with a lot of the New Birth crew. That is inspiring to me. Secondly, the spirituality of hip hop. Like Merk was really so embedded in the art form of b-boying that it's a spiritual practice at this point. He was talking about. So just those gems I'm left contemplating. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Tune in next time for another interview with someone just living that hip hop lifestyle. You feel me? This is Jesse the Imaginer. I'm peacing out.